Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Dipti Kulkarni, lecturer, Department of Physics, KLS Kokte PU College, Belgavi. Today I am going to discuss Introduction to Electrostatics. Let us understand first what is an electrostatics. Electro means charge, statics means at rest. Charges are at rest. There are two chapters in this topic. First one, electric charges and fields, and second one, electric potential and capacitance. Let us try to understand what are electric charges. Electric charges are the basis of electricity. So here in this picture you can see atom and subatomic particles are like proton, neutron and electron. Proton has positive charge, neutron has no charge. Both proton and neutron are in the nucleus, and electron has negative charge which is located outside the nucleus and it is revolving around the nucleus. Both proton and neutron both are located in the nucleus. So here you can see the slide clearly. Red color and blue colored spheres, they indicate that proton and neutrons are in the nucleus. Both are located in the nucleus, and green colored spheres indicate electrons which are revolving around the nucleus. Electrons and protons have same magnitude. Both are having same magnitude, somewhere around 1.660 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. But the difference is sign convention. Electron is negatively charged, proton is positively charged. This is why electrons are forced to orbit around the nucleus. Electrostatic forces hold atoms together. The law of charges, like charges repel and unlike charges attract. Subatomic particle sizes. Proton and neutron both are having the masses somewhere around 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. At the same time, electron has a much smaller mass, somewhere around 9.11 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Here I have just taken one example of bowling ball and the penny. How these sizes and masses are different or comparable. Similarly, electron and proton masses and sizes are comparable. So electron has a smaller mass compared to proton and neutron. How do atoms become charged? Atoms become charged when they become more positive or more negative. How can this happen? By removing or by adding the proton or an electron. Proton and neutrons are bound together by the strong nuclear force, and it is very difficult to separate them. Electrons are revolving always the nucleus, so they can be easily removed. So here I have taken one more example of a sodium and a chlorine. Sodium is having 11 atomic number and chlorine is having atomic number 17. So suppose if we remove one electron from the sodium, then sodium loses an electron and becomes positively charged. Similarly, if we add one electron to the chlorine, then chlorine gains an electron and becomes negatively charged. An atom with a deficiency of electrons is positively charged. An atom with an excess of electrons is negatively charged. Atoms do not gain or lose protons. This is very, very important. Atoms do not gain or lose protons. Charge is also fundamental quantity like mass. Charge is denoted by small q, charge has a fundamental unit, SI unit, that is coulomb, and charges are very real, very small numbers. Coulomb's electrostatic force. Coulomb discovered this electrostatic force from Newton's gravitational force. According to the Newton's gravitational force discovery, force is directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So here Coulomb applied the same law between the two charges. According to him, electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. In the Newton's gravitational force, if we remove the proportionality sign, then we have to add some constant value, that is g. So this g indicates that gravitational constant. Similarly, in Coulomb's electrostatic force, after removing the proportionality sign, we have to add one constant value, that is k, and that k is called electrostatic constant, and the value of that k is 8.99 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So I just taken one example here. According to the Newton gravitational force, suppose if we increase the distance, then just go through the values. After substituting the values in the formula and after calculating the force and plotting the graph, we come to know that if we increase the distances, then force decreases. Similarly, in the charges also, suppose if we consider two unlike charges, as we know, if two unlike charges are present, then there will be a attractive force. Suppose if we increase the distance between the two charges, then again force decreases. Suppose if we consider two like charges, like positive or negative, then we observe that here the like charges repel always. I hope this video has helped you to understand the basic concepts of electrostatics.